Hello everyone, warm welcome to your My Investment Mastery series. I am Priyanka Bhatia from Women on Wealth, and today we're going to discuss two important topics. So number one, we will learn what are index funds, and number two, what is the difference between index funds and ETFs. Over the last many weeks, we've been talking about mutual funds. So here we keep persisting on this journey, because if you look at an investor's attitude, you will know that persistence is the key. So let's begin. Whenever you notice that I'm looking down, I'm looking at my notes on my papers that I've made for all of you. So first one, what are index funds? So index funds are like mutual funds. They are equity mutual funds, and they copy an index. Example, Sensex is an index. It is a group of stocks, group of 30 stocks. So when 30 stocks put together, they form Sensex. And when a fund, is copying the index, say Sensex, then it will have exactly the same 30 stocks in its portfolio in the same asset proportion. So whatever asset weightage is given to each stock in the index, the same is going to be copied by the index fund. So it replicates an index. It is similar to ETFs. Example, I've given you Sensex, Sensex as an index. Nifty is also an index. It has 50 stocks, and any fund which is replicating Nifty will be an index fund, and it will have those 50 stocks that Nifty has in that exact asset proportion. So that's one. What are index funds? Let Rohini, Shilpi, Sonika, Kyavishri, warm welcome. Absolute privilege having each one of you learn and take your financial life to the next level. Now, the advantages of index funds. So number one advantage is that it is a low cost fund. So compared to active equity mutual funds, this is a passive fund. What is a passive fund? Where the portfolio is not constantly changed. It just replicates the index. So when it is just replicating the index, it is a passive fund. So not a very actively managed fund. So when it is not a very actively managed fund, the costs are low. So the expense ratio in such cases is even as low as 0.3%. There is lower risk because there is, Sensex or Nifty or index is only bound to grow in the long term. So when it is just bound to grow, and say you have no knowledge, no understanding, and you want to build no knowledge. Say you are sitting on this Women on Wealth platform, but you want to build no knowledge, you don't want to do anything, you want to be the lazy one, then yes, you could choose an index fund because you don't have to do anything at a low cost. A passive portfolio will be there, and you will be generating exactly the return that the index generates, provided there is no tracking error on the part of the fund house or the fund manager. So diversification is quite a lot. If you are an active investor, then this becomes a disadvantage because there becomes too much diversification sometimes with such funds. There is ease to choose, so you just have to choose which index you want to replicate, and you can buy that fund from that fund house. So not much. If you are an active investor, then the advantage for non-active investors become a disadvantage for an active investor, which is diversification. You are stuck with certain stocks which are not great quality stocks, and you will be stuck with them, and you may not want to invest in them because you can already see that there's not return which is possible with such stocks. The returns are average because it copies the index. So because it is replicating the index, what's happening? The returns that the index generate, exactly the same returns the fund is going to generate. If you are an active investor, you believe in a little bit of a financial education, you have learned in the Women on Wealth courses, then you will notice that these are average returns lower than what an active mutual fund, when selected well, can give you. There is also lesser flexibility. What do I mean by that? It means that whatever stocks the index has, the fund has. So there's not much flexibility. You're stuck with such stocks. You may not want to diversify into so many stocks as an active investor. So that's the downside of an index fund. So my take is that index fund is for investors who are unwilling to learn. You don't want to learn, you don't want to focus, you don't want to put even small amounts of your time in wealth creation. So you just want some lazy ways of creating a little bit, and you want to generate a little bit more than fixed deposits, but at the same time you don't want to make any effort. So then yes, index funds could be the right choice. Coming to now the second question on what is the difference between index funds and ETFs. And before I jump into that, let me welcome my people. Lit, Beena, Mehek, Hira, Shilpi, Gauri, Kavneet, Amrita, Shraddha, Neelu. Good morning, warm welcome. What a privilege having you guys work towards your financial education and your success. Let's move forward now, talking about the difference between index funds and ETFs. Number one is the structure of these funds. So index funds will keep more money in cash. So compared to ETFs, like when you compare it with ETFs, you will see a higher percentage of money is kept as cash, which means a significant portion of money is kept if anybody wants to redeem the money, which means all the money which is invested in index funds is not invested further into stocks. So it's not further invested in an index, it is not further invested. And when so much money is kept as cash, then it is at the cost of the returns that you could generate. That's number one. Number two, also the structure is that there could be tracking error, and the higher the tracking error, the greater the deviation from the returns that you could generate compared to an index. So this is one thing that you really need to look at, how much is the tracking error of that index fund. The tracking error is much lower in ETFs. So these two hold some cash equivalent for liquidity, but it is much lesser. The cash which is kept for liquidity is much lesser in ETFs than in index funds, and these track the index more efficiently. So more efficiency, less tracking error, less cash kept as liquid money in ETFs, and this makes them a better bet compared to index. Okay, that's my first reasoning. In some of the ETFs, it is difficult to put SIP, SWP, so that becomes a challenge. Systematic withdrawal sometimes becomes a challenge. Systematic investment sometimes becomes a challenge in ETFs, while in index funds you can do it easily. And of course, ETFs are exchange traded funds, so cannot be operated without a demat account. So you will be selling and buying the ETFs only through your demat account. Charges, the index funds are little expensive than ETFs. So ETFs cost is even negligible. It's like even as low as 0.01% in some cases. So the fund management charges are very low. Yes, regular brokerage will apply for your demat account, and demat account charges will apply, but otherwise the cost involved in ETFs is much lower when compared to the index fund. Liquidity becomes a challenge with ETF. Say that ETF is not being traded as well in the exchange. So if the ETF is not as well traded, then you will find it difficult to sell ETF. So that liquidity risk, of course, is there, because you may have bought the units of ETFs, but selling every unit is a challenge. And also right now ETFs are not as popular in our country, and there are bigger returns that active mutual funds are providing. So not many people are getting into them as yet, especially people with proper understanding of mutual funds and wealth creation are not really getting into it. So if you have to choose between the two, remember ETF has the liquidity risk, while it has the low cost. It can be easily bought through Demat account. It has much lower cash, so which means more returns and less tracking error, and mostly systematic transactions are allowed, but sometimes transactions become a little difficult. So in my case, if you've identified good ETFs, then you could go for them. But if there are systematic investment challenges and there are liquidity issues, then yes, index funds are a better bet. But then again, the challenge is that you may have tracking error and you may want to look at that. No, Rohini, tracking error is not alpha. Alpha is how much rate of return you generate over and above the index. And alpha applies to the active mutual funds. And this is what we taught you in the Money Gym course. This is what we teach you in the Money Gym course. So alpha is the return over and above the index. It cannot be compared with the tracking error. Tracking error is when there are certain stocks you need to buy at a certain asset weight, and you miss tracking them as a fund house which is investing in index funds. So that's for you, Rohini. Kavyashri, tracking error is a measure of risk. It indicates how closely a portfolio follows the index. Yes, Kavyashri, absolutely, you got it right. So Rohini, Kavyashri has answered that question for you. Neelu Payal, welcome. Okay, any questions? Any quick questions? Anyone? Any concerns? Any quick questions? Any concerns? Anything you want to say? What are you taking away? If no questions, then start typing what are you taking away. In these difficult times when we are surrounded by challenges, it is a privilege to see so many women distracting themselves with their financial growth. So I want to really tell you guys that it is a privilege seeing so many women who are serious about their financial growth, because these are the times most people will get distracted. They will say, no, let me just chill. But no, you are the women who are not saying chill and who are going beyond whatever challenges you're facing right now. Sure, Rohini. Index funds are for low risk appetite people. Well, not only low risk appetite, but also people who are not willing to learn as much, who do not want to open their minds and open their hearts to this process of wealth creation. That's what I would say. Okay, any other questions? Anything that you're taking away, everyone, very quickly? And if you are newer people, you have not done the Money Gym course, you are here and listening, you're not understanding much, or you're not getting how to practically use this information. So for practical use, for implementation oriented work in your money life, join the Women on Wealth Money Gym course. That is where we focus deeply on implementation and a process driven, system driven work to put your finances on an autopilot. So do make sure you do the Money Gym program if you haven't yet. It will help you practically implement whatever you're learning here and far more. Neelu, ETS may be giving better returns but liquidating a question mark, hence other options to be explored. Yes, absolutely. Kavishri, we have better options than index funds and ETFs. Sure, Rajeshwari, absolute privilege. Rajeshwari is sharing. Thank you for leading us on. Absolute privilege. Yes, for better returns, you got to put in a little effort and generate those returns. And yes, active mutual funds could be a way forward. And you need to actively learn how to pick those good quality mutual funds, equity mutual funds. On this note, closing the live. Thank you so much for watching, contributing to yourself and to each one here. Keep coming. Tomorrow we come back with the decoding of the Economic Times newspaper. Loads of love. Take charge. Stay safe and keep working on your money life.